Today I bang on the ground, I level the ground, I insulate the ground, compliment myself.
I'm a genius!
Stare at a man, put soft cement on hard cement, commit a murder, tool violence, multitasking, make horrible noises, fill a trench, make more noise, and pipes.
Now I'm going to sneeze. Hello. As you can see, some stuff has been done. It has been done. I had a couple guys come through here, and they didn't want to be filmed. But the sewers, there's 2 more down there, all done. Electrical cable, the ones that were hanging up there, been bothering me for 3 months, all done. Water pipes in the trench. Everything is in the trench. It's in the trench. The water pipes are below that. Let's not talk about that situation. I got a guy coming with a diamond drill, drilling a 200mm hole here for the heating pipes. Obviously, the cold water pipes, the 4 that are coming down there, they need to be as cold as possible, and the foundation and the level of depth that they're in is gonna keep the cold water nice and cold. But the heating pipes, that's gonna come from here. They need a little bit of insulation around them, and then they go in a styrofoam channel so they can keep being heated. And the electrical cables are just in this duct with an internet cable as well, going all the way up here, all the way down here, and outside here. That's internet for my neighbor and his power line. Did a little bit of a test here with the 1 water pipe that has been kind of laid in there, and I use these tent spikes with a zip tie on it. I just drive them down to keep the pipes in the ground. I gotta do that with the electrical cables here as well, get them in the ground. The last few water pipes are gonna be in the ground when I remove that sand over here under the flamingo. Yeah, it is time for the flamingo. Shut up. Super. power line. Now I am just going to cover it with the sand. The sand has clay in it that dries out when in a setting like this. So I need to wetten it before I finally compact it. I also need to wet the entire thing because otherwise the new layer that's gonna go on top, the grading layer, won't stick to the bottom layer. Alright, so now that corner is ready and we can put in, start with the first flamingo. Just to like, if you don't believe me that it's called the flamingo. Flamingo skærer, flamingo skærer, that means flamingo cutter. This is incredibly simple. This thing makes a short between this, and it's just a toaster thing. Don't put your tongue on it, it's gonna be very hot. See the smoke? You don't, because it's a camera, cameras can't see shit. And then you just put it on and cuts like butter. It also helps it a little bit. Pretty sure this isn't very healthy sprays. But I'm in a well ventilated area. Gotta correct this a little bit because it's kind of wonky. Now you might ask yourself, when you cut out a big square like that, that part's not gonna be insulated. It's gonna be cold in that corner. No. After we finish the first layer of flamingo, we're gonna mix up what's called well, that's not what it's called. We call it, there's a company that calls themselves Thermocell. From the right, thermal. Hi, Mera. The editor has just arrived. So as I was explaining before my editor rudely came to film, in this corner we're not gonna cut it all fine up to that obstacle, because later we're gonna get separate styrofoam bubbles and mix them with concrete and just fill in the corner. That's going to be the easiest way to deal with all those obstacles we have. And now this is ready. This is the big flamingo cutter. It's very, very simple. This wire gets very hot and then it cuts flamingo. I'm just freestyling this.
Else have like specific sounds that bother them. For me, it's styrofoam. It's styrofoam. Like styrofoam rubbing against each other.
I'm 100% sure that there's one girl who's never ever gonna see this video, and that's the styrofoam girl.
I'm so sorry.
Have you seen that reel? She cannot stand this wonderful sound of styrofoam rubbing against each other. I don't mind. For me, it's like the nails on a blackboard, like in school. I remember my math teacher, when there was a riot in the classroom, she would just like, with her long nails, her name was Barbara, I remember. She was just like, and then the whole classroom would go silent. And me in the back corner sitting like this, behaving though. That is as far as I can get right now. I could do that one, and I could do this one as well. But I need to get the rest of the material away to get those water lines down. Because I need another water line going here. This one is for drinking fresh drinking water. I mean, you can drink right out of the faucet in Denmark. We have very clean water, but my girlfriend does not like the way the water tastes down here. She only drinks water, to be fair. So for her, it's important that the water tastes good. So I've taken a separate line down to the basement that I can hook up to, I guess, like a tank or whatever with a pump. So she can have like not sparkling water, but fountain water or whatever from a bottle down there. So that is not the cold water pipe for the kitchen, that is for drinking water. I need to get the cold water pipe from here over to where the sink is going to be, because one of the lines here goes up into the sink. That is for brushing your teeth and stuff like that with calcium in it, so it doesn't hurt your teeth and your bones when you do stuff like that. Or for here, we also need it for cooking. So when you use water for cooking, you get a little bit of calcium from there. The other two lines, there are 3 lines here. The other 2 lines, one is treated water that has all of the calcium, lime, and magnesium removed. That is going to the toilet and to the washing machine, so we can use almost no soap, and the toilet is going to stay very clean. And the last one is for the shower. The shower gets a whole separate line, so there's going to be no pressure loss. If, for example, you're taking a shower and you're also washing clothes, then when the washing machine opens the valve, it's going to steal a little bit of pressure if they're on the same line, because this is only 15mm pipe. But if they're on the same line, then it's going to steal some pressure, and then you're going to get burned because there's less cold water coming to the shower. So the shower gets a separate one, and the toilet and because it's not going to matter if there's a pressure drop if you're washing clothes and you're flushing the toilet. That's going to be so little that it doesn't matter. So that is the water system that I have designed myself. And now I'm going to sneeze. I sound like a turbo when I'm sneezing. I know. So, camera went out as per usual. I did the lines. I did one for the toilet and an extra one over to the sink. You might ask yourselves, because I did, what about the dishwasher? Because this is gonna be drinking clean, super clean water, super water. And this is going to be cooking water, perfectly clean as well, just doesn't taste as good as this one. But what about the dishwasher? That is going to be here or here, I don't know yet. What about that? Because that would benefit greatly from having no calcium in the water. But you know what else it would benefit from? Being heated. So the dishwasher doesn't have to heat it. So we're gonna tap the dishwasher from the heated line that is all calcium treated water for the shower and for the sinks as well. That is going to be treated. So we're just gonna take the dishwasher from the heated line, and then everything will be great. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Let's get back to the flamingo. So the edges that I actually can cut has been cut. The rest is inefficient. Like, I'm just gonna do it with that liquid flamingo, patent pending. Hello, it is 29 degrees and I'm dying. What's going on? The flamingo in this area is done. Today we have scraped this for a little bit of dirt, and I've dug a trench, and now we are going to pour some concrete and do a foundation, not unlike this one, but like a modern one, and you get to watch it all. The camera kept dying on me because of the heat. It is 33 degrees. The sun is up there behind the clouds right now, and it's humid as well. But I think this whole area here is ready for flamingo. I did a little bit of a two with concrete, so stones aren't perfect. Oh, it's my first time doing that. That was my first time doing that stuff. Never done it before. Stones are a little bit, because the concrete mix was too wet for them to like sit in. So, but it's alright. I can do it tomorrow when the concrete has set, and I'm gonna keep building up. I can just correct it there. Well, considering that this is my first time ever breaking a wall from scratch, I think it's going pretty good. Lige om lidt, så kan jeg ikke ringe til den næste gang.
Nej, så hurtigt regne og rejse. Laver de det ikke?
Missing a leg.
Og wheel.
Welcome to this very, very exciting time where we, for the second time today, is doing something we have no idea how to do. This is styrofoam balls. That is water. That is cement. Down there where you can't see is a power line. This is a concrete mixer, and this is a wheelbarrow. And somehow, when you mix all of these things together, you get something called thermocell, which is a German thing. Thermocell is the right word for it, which is just concrete, styrofoam mixed together, except no sand. Thermocell is a company, much like, do you know kiwis are not called kiwis? Kiwi is just the brand who made them popular in Australia. It's the same with this thing. Thermocell made this popular by mixing styrofoam. They make complete concrete floors for apartments with just this and cement and some plasticizer. But today I'm gonna attempt to do it myself, because 6 years ago I saw some guys do it and it looked pretty easy. So now I'm just gonna do it. This is for all of those places where it would be difficult to cut the flamingo. And you might say that it would be smart to use expanding foam. And it is also an idea, however, it is not a good idea. Thank you. Foam? I have no idea. When I saw the Thermocell guys do it, they had a machine to like control the ratios of flamingo, cement, and water. I don't use that. So we're just gonna wing it. It doesn't have to be perfect, it just has to be. I'm pretty sure if I turn this on right now that those styrofoam balls is gonna fly everywhere. Let's try it. Oh, look at this! Oh, this is so mesmerizing. Yes. I'm gonna add 1 liter of water. I'm going to add 2 liters of water. I'm going to add 3 liters of water. Definitely more cement. Let us inspect. Way more cement. There's a lot of water in the bottom. Alright, so what I did here is I just put a small brick here. So this is kind of at an angle so the water runs down there and actually gets mixed up. The right way to mix this would have been a barrel mixer, but I don't have that. Alright, so the next batch is already cooking. While that is working, we can go and have some fun with this. So an area like this, alright, I think I've gotten the hang of this. Look at this consistency. This is going beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Yes. Very nice. Very, very, very nice indeed. Can you imagine if I just filled this with dirt coming from the bedroom at night, going to take a piss on the bathroom, putting your foot here and feeling that the floor is just the tiniest bit colder than the step before, just because you didn't do it. I can. This worked out so well last night. This. Yeah, stand on it. Doesn't move. It worked. It worked. So we need to. This is the heating pipes for the heated floor, and we need to lay this in between the first and the second layer of flamingo. And I have a theory that normally you just bend this, but I don't have an extra. So welding wire is my go-to here. Ah, it gets red hot. Okay, maybe welding wire is a bit too thin. I can just. super flexible. Yeah, not really. Burned over. Okay, I need a thicker wire. Oh no, wait! I can turn this thing down. I forgot. Let me do it again, please. Yes! I am a genius. Look at that. For, I don't know, 0.00001 cent, I guess. Let's take a, let me show you guys. I'm a genius! Genius! Cut ain't straight, but it doesn't matter. It was a test. Then you just put your pipe in. Easy as that. Hallelujah. I love it. When you have an idea inside your head and it just works. If that doesn't make you happy, I don't know what will. I've put on my white hoodie because today is going to be clean work, and that worked about 3 seconds. We are doing all of the heated pipes. I've made these flamingo trench things as now. Alright, so what I'm doing here is I'm adding this sticker. This is foaming, and it's gonna expand a little bit. This is the best thing I have ever come up with. If you are wondering what the hell is happening, let me show you, let me tell you, let me educate you on water systems. Okay, this pipe is the hot water that you're gonna be showering in or cleaning your dishes with. It comes forward here. Down there is a recirculation pump on this system, and it goes forward here to all the taps all around, And the last pipe that we're going to do here, it comes returned. Because this is such a long way from where the water is being used, I don't want to wait. I'm impatient, as you can tell. Because I don't want to wait. This is going to be recirculating, so as soon as you open that tap, hot water, instant, like in a millisecond. So it comes forward here, and it goes in a return line here. That's the last one we got to do, that we're doing in a moment. These, however, are for the floor heating. And this is also a forward line, and this is a return line. These go from the basement, they're connected up to that furnace. We're going to be installing in a couple of days. And it goes up here, and it goes into what is called a shunt. And the shunt takes this is 60 degrees Celsius water. It mixes it with what is in the floors already. So it comes in at 60 degrees, and then it's cooled down to 28. So it steals a little bit of hot water, puts it in the floor. That is a video for another time. But we just got to do the pipes now. That is going to be here. The shunt is going to be, there's going to be an extra wall here. And the shunt is going to sit inside that behind a cover. And then there's going to be a closet in front of here. I think that this is going to be the best way to keep the heat in these pipes. Do you see this? Do you see me dancing? Now ask me, please do ask me in the comments if I enjoy my tipping trailer. Please do ask me. Was the second layer of flamingo all the way done. In this first section, we need to make the radiant floor heating here first, because the pipes that are coming from what is going to be the living room, the kitchen, and the hallway area needs to go underneath. It needs to go underneath here to the shunt, and the same for the bathroom. It needs to go underneath here, because otherwise it doesn't make any sense to have different zones. So if this zone is to be 25 degrees and you want the bedroom to be a little bit colder, you cannot do that if the lines as you can see, I surrendered and used expanding foam Yes, I'm not proud of myself for that one. Why weld? Oh, it was much faster. And it is required by law that all of this is electrically connected to each other, so that if you're in the shower and there somehow gets electricity to this grid, it has to be grounded and connected completely to each other, which it now is. Thank you. Now we're gonna do radiant heating. This whole section here is completely ready for concrete, except that I need to do some flamingo edges all around the perimeter. The pipes come from a shunt over there, and then the first pipe is going here on the outskirts closest to the cold. It's similar if you have if you see old houses, you always have the radiator underneath the window because that's the weak point. And here the weak point is the foundation, so we gotta get the hottest line out there. Then it just goes back and forth, comes around here, right next to its own line, and then it's going down and underneath the bedroom, so that these pipes, when the heat is on in here or in the bathroom, it doesn't heat the bedroom, because you might want a colder temperature in the bedroom, you know, when you're doing the last clip was from Friday. We were supposed to do it Saturday. Then the concrete mixer got cancelled, and my friends, or one of my friends, couldn't help anyways. So I got really stressed out and just put the camera away and started doing everything, which is now completely done. And it is Monday, and we're doing concrete tomorrow, Tuesday. So I'm sorry that I didn't film, but on the upside you get to see everything already now. I got that knocked down and put a little bit of flamingo concrete on that. I did all of the flamingo and the rebar and the radiant heat. I also did a temporary shunt to test for pressure loss. I'm a little bit confused by that. It seems to be working, but in the daytime when it's about 25 degrees Celsius, it drops down to 2 bar. And in the evening or morning when it's cold, the pressure rises to about 3 bar,
which is very confusing. I guess it is because that when it's hot, the PEX pipes expand and there's more room in the system ever so slightly, and when it's cold they shrink back down. There's no visible water leaks, no hissing, no nothing. It has been standing like this since Friday night, so I'm confident in pouring concrete. What else did I do? Yeah, I did all of the edging all around. There are some spots that do not need it, that's why they're left out. All the way here and here. I knocked more off that foundation, and I made a box for the shower because it's gonna be too stressful during the shower right now. It's very important that it has the right slope and everything. So that is going to be when we're doing the bathroom. So that is going to be left out. I've rented this now, a 300 liter concrete mixer. And you might ask, why are we doing this by hand? Well, we're not doing it by hand. That's why I got that big of a mixer. We're using Barbie to load the gravel into the mixer, and then wheelbarrows to distribute it all around. The concrete company, Mr. Unicorn, they wanted 20,000 Danish kroner to bring the concrete here, because this is such a small space that they want extra. For a small car, they want extra for half a load. They want extra upon extra upon extra upon extra upon extra. It would actually be cheaper for me to buy 7 cubic meters or yards of concrete and throwing 2 of them away instead of paying all the fees. That is completely stupid and a waste of materials. So we have just decided to do it by hand. By hand, the total amount of the materials is about 8,000 kroner, which is 1,100 euros or dollars. So we're doing it that way. I like it better that way anyway when I'm doing the concrete myself, because when you have a concrete truck, it is stressful AF, because everything needs to get done all at once. Now we can just take one wheelbarrow at a time. We're going to start in here, work our way backwards, probably around this area. We're going to take a break because we can, and then we're going to work our way this way, slowly, steady. And last, it depends on the weather. We might not do the bedroom because they say rain tomorrow, but they've been saying rain for the last week, and it has been very little rain, but also a lot of rain. It depends. Point being that everything is now completely ready to pour concrete. It has been a long time coming. It has taken me 4 months to get here, with problem upon problem upon problem upon extra work. Like here, we had to gut this whole driveway section up just to do the sewers, because the sewer pipe needed to get replaced. That was a thing that took like 4 days. Wonderful. So yeah, we're ready. I'll see you guys probably in the next episode, and if I can do it, you can do it too.